What drives a friend to become a traitor? What could compel a trusted ally to thrust the knife of betrayal into the heart of a leader loved by many? The story of Julius Caesar's betrayal is one of history's most infamous acts of treachery. Imagine the crowded halls of the Roman Senate on a fateful March morning in 44 BCE. The air is thick with tension, and the faint rustle of robes echoes through the chamber. Senators whisper in hushed tones as Julius Caesar, Rome's most powerful man, strides confidently into the room. But this is no ordinary day. In the shadows, daggers gleam, and betrayal waits to strike. Caesar's last moments are a tableau of chaos and treachery. Surrounded by men he once trusted, he is stabbed repeatedly. The final blow comes from Marcus Junius Brutus, a man Caesar regarded almost as a son, and in his dying breath, Caesar utters the haunting words that history would never forget. Et tu, Brute, you too, Brutus. It was a betrayal that not only ended the life of a leader, but marked the death of a republic and the birth of an empire. This act of treachery would send shockwaves through Rome, changing the course of history forever. The assassination of Julius Caesar wasn't just the end of a man, it was the beginning of a new era. The republic's fragile balance of power was shattered, paving the way for the rise of emperors and the Roman Empire's transformation into an autocracy. But why? Why did those closest to Caesar conspire to kill him? Julius Caesar was no ordinary man. Born in 100 BCE into a patrician family, he rose from a relatively modest background to become one of Rome's most powerful figures. Caesar was a man of contradictions, a military genius whose campaigns expanded Rome's territories and filled its coffers, a political reformer who championed the rights of the common people, and a dictator whose accumulation of power unsettled the Roman elite. His charisma and ambition made him a hero to the masses, but a threat to the Senate. At the height of his power, Caesar was declared dictator for life. For some, this was the ultimate betrayal of the Republic's ideals. Rome prided itself on its system of checks and balances, a delicate equilibrium between the Senate and its leaders. To many senators, Caesar's unprecedented power was not just an affront to tradition, but a warning sign of tyranny to come. Yet Caesar's intentions remain a matter of debate. Was he a power-hungry autocrat bent on destroying the Republic? Or was he a visionary leader seeking to bring order to a fractured Rome? Whatever the answer, one thing is certain: Caesar's rise to power set the stage for his dramatic downfall. The question that haunts historians to this day is why? Why did Brutus, Cassius, and other senators, men who once stood by Caesar's side, turn against him so ruthlessly? What drove this conspiracy, and how did they justify their actions? As we unravel the events leading to Caesar's assassination, we will explore the complex web of loyalty, ambition, and fear that culminated in one of history's greatest betrayals. Julius Caesar's journey to power began in the bustling streets of Rome in 100 BCE. Born into the patrician Julii family, his early years were shaped by both privilege and adversity. While his lineage connected him to the gods, his family's fortunes had dwindled, forcing Caesar to rely on wit and ambition to climb the ranks of Roman society. From an early age, he demonstrated remarkable charisma, earning allies and admirers through his sharp intellect and fearless demeanor. As a young man, Caesar's political aspirations became evident. He took on roles that would expose him to the intricacies of governance, from a priesthood appointment as flamandialis to his military service in Asia. His bravery in battle, coupled with his strategic mind, earned him accolades, setting the stage for his rise in Roman politics. He formed alliances with influential figures, married strategically, and gained the trust of the people by championing populist causes. His ascent was steady, calculated, and relentless. One of the pivotal moments in Caesar's rise was the formation of the First Triumvirate in 60 BCE. This political alliance with Pompey, Rome's greatest general, and Crassus, its wealthiest man, was a masterstroke. Together, they wielded immense power, circumventing the Senate's authority and reshaping Rome's political landscape. Caesar's consulship in 59 BCE further solidified his position. He pushed through reforms that benefited his allies and the common people, earning both admiration and animosity. His ability to navigate the treacherous waters of Roman politics demonstrated his tactical brilliance. Yet, his growing popularity and influence alarmed the Senate, sowing seeds of discord that would later erupt into open conflict. Caesar's military campaigns in Gaul were the stuff of legend. Over nearly a decade, he expanded Rome's territories, subduing fierce tribes and demonstrating unmatched strategic acumen. His victories not only filled Rome's coffers with wealth, but also cemented his reputation as one of history's greatest military commanders. His detailed accounts of the Gallic Wars, written in Commentari de Bello Gallico, showcased his skill as both a soldier and a propagandist. Caesar's ability to inspire loyalty among his troops was unparalleled. He shared their hardships, led from the front, and rewarded them generously. This bond between leader and soldiers was a cornerstone of his success, enabling him to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. However, his growing power and the loyalty he commanded unnerved Rome's political elite. The defining moment of Caesar's rise came in 49 BCE, when he crossed the Rubicon River with his army, defying the Senate's orders. This bold act was a declaration of war against Pompey and the Senate, marking the beginning of a civil war that would change Rome forever. Alea iacta est, the die is cast, Caesar reportedly said, fully aware of the gravity of his decision. The civil war that followed was brutal and transformative. Caesar's victories against Pompey's forces showcased his military genius and strategic foresight. By 46 BCE, he emerged as the undisputed leader of Rome, appointed dictator for 10 years and later for life. Yet, this absolute power came at a cost. His meteoric rise made him a hero to the people, but a target for those who saw him as a threat to the Republic's ideals. Caesar's journey from an ambitious youth to Rome's most powerful figure was marked by brilliance, bravery, and controversy. His rise set the stage for his eventual fall, a tale of ambition and betrayal that continues to resonate through the corridors of history. After the Civil War, Julius Caesar emerged as the unrivaled leader of Rome. His consolidation of power was swift and calculated, reshaping the Republic to suit his vision. Caesar implemented reforms that reflected his ambition and pragmatism. He redistributed land to veterans and the poor, introduced the Julian calendar to standardize timekeeping, and extended Roman citizenship to people in far-reaching provinces. These actions endeared him to the masses, but alienated the Senate, who viewed them as signs of unchecked authority. Despite his popularity among the people, Caesar's concentration of power caused unease within the political elite. Declaring himself dictator for life broke the delicate balance of the republic system, where power was meant to be temporary and shared. To many senators, Caesar's actions signaled the end of the republic and the rise of tyranny. Rumors began to swirl of his intentions to become king, a title abhorrent to Roman ideals. The discontent among the Senate crystallized into opposition, led by a group of conspirators who saw Caesar's death as the only solution. Among them were Marcus Junius Brutus and Gaius Cassius Longinus, both of whom had personal and political motivations to join the conspiracy. Brutus, a man Caesar trusted deeply, claimed to act for the Republic's preservation, though some suspect his loyalty wavered due to personal ambition and manipulation by Cassius. Cassius, a skilled orator and seasoned politician, played a pivotal role in rallying other senators to the cause. His disdain for Caesar was rooted in fear of losing influence and a belief that Caesar's rule threatened Rome's traditions. Together, these conspirators painted their plot as a noble act to save the Republic, convincing themselves that assassination was a duty, not a crime. The plotting against Caesar unfolded in secret meetings and shadowy corridors. The conspirators debated, strategized, and forged alliances, knowing that failure would mean their own deaths. They chose the Ides of March, 44 BCE, as the day to strike, a decision shrouded in symbolic significance. As Caesar prepared for a Senate meeting at the theater of Pompey, the conspirators finalized their plan. Caesar, warned by soothsayers and haunted by ominous dreams, dismiss the warnings as superstition, zero him to the looming danger. On the morning of March 15th, he walked into the Senate, unaware that betrayal awaited him. The conspirators surrounded him, their daggers concealed beneath their robes, ready to strike. Suspense builds in the final moments leading up to the assassination. The conspirators exchanged glances, signaling each other, while Caesar greeted them with his characteristic charm. The betrayal was imminent, a climactic act that would change the course of Roman history forever. March 15th, 44 BCE, a day that would be etched in history as the Ides of March. The morning dawned with an eerie stillness, as if the world itself anticipated the unfolding of a momentous event. Julius Caesar awoke to unsettling dreams, his wife Calpurnia pleading with him to stay home, haunted by visions of his blood staining the marble floors of the Senate. Despite the omens and the warnings of soothsayers, Caesar dismissed these fears. "What is to be avoided is to be feared even if it is not fated," he remarked, with characteristic confidence. With that, he donned his flowing toga, adorned with the laurels of his victories, and set out for the Senate meeting at the Theater of Pompey. The setting was grand yet foreboding. The Theater of Pompey, a sprawling complex in the heart of Rome, was where the Senate convened that day. Its high columns and open atrium echoed with the murmurs of senators. Beneath the ornate ceilings, conspirators exchanged glances, their expressions betraying a mix of anticipation and dread. As Caesar entered the Senate, he was greeted with a chorus of formalities and smiles. Yet, behind the polite facade, danger lurked. The conspirators, numbering over 60, surrounded him. Each step Caesar took into the chamber tightened the circle around him. The first blow came swiftly, unexpected, and brutal. Tullius Cimber approached under the pretext of presenting a petition. As Caesar leaned in to listen, Cimber grabbed his toga, pulling it down from his shoulder. This was the signal. Daggers flashed as one conspirator after another struck Caesar, each stab carrying the weight of fear, envy, and ambition. Chaos erupted. Senators screamed, some fleeing the chamber while others stood paralyzed. Caesar fought back initially, but as the blows multiplied, resistance became futile. The final fateful thrust came from Brutus. Caesar's eyes locked with his, disbelief mingling with pain as he uttered the immortal words, "Et tu, Brute?" With that, the mighty Caesar fell, his lifeblood pooling on the marble floor beneath the statue of his rival, Pompey. It was a cruel irony, his death at the feet of the man he had defeated in life. Rome erupted into chaos as news of the assassination spread like wildfire. The conspirators, believing themselves liberators, emerged from the Senate proclaiming the restoration of the Republic. They held their bloodied daggers aloft, declaring Rome free from tyranny. But the reaction they anticipated did not come. The people of Rome were paralyzed by shock and grief. Caesar had been a man of the people, and his death felt like a betrayal, not only of him, but of the hopes he had represented. His allies, Mark Antony and Lepidus, swiftly moved to secure his legacy. Antony delivered a stirring funeral oration, turning the tide of public opinion against the conspirators. As the flames of Caesar's funeral pyre consumed his mortal remains, the seeds of civil war were sown. The conspirators, once hailed as saviors of the Republic, found themselves hunted fugitives. The Republic they sought to protect crumbled, making way for the rise of the Roman Empire under Augustus, Caesar's adopted heir. The Ides of March was not just the end of Caesar, it was the end of an era. His assassination remains a powerful reminder of the fragility of power, the perils of ambition, and the enduring consequences of betrayal. The assassination of Julius Caesar on the Ides of March left Rome in a state of turmoil. The power vacuum created by his death plunged the Republic into chaos as factions vied for control. Mark Antony, Caesar's loyal ally, sought to position himself as the natural successor. His fiery rhetoric and political maneuvering endeared him to Caesar's supporters, but he faced a formidable rival in Octavian, Caesar's adopted heir. Octavian, though young and relatively inexperienced, proved to be a cunning strategist. He rallied Caesar's veterans, securing their loyalty by invoking his adoptive father's legacy. The rivalry between Antony and Octavian escalated into a series of conflicts, culminating in the decisive Battle of Actium in 31 BCE. Octavian emerged victorious, marking the end of the Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire under his rule as Augustus. As for the conspirators, their dreams of restoring the Republic were dashed. Brutus, Cassius, and their co-conspirators were hunted down by Caesar's loyalists. The battles of Philippi in 42 BCE sealed their fate. The Republic they sought to save was irreparably damaged, and their actions inadvertently paved the way for imperial rule. Caesar's assassination marked a turning point in Roman history. The fragile balance of the Republic's institutions was shattered, and the rise of Augustus solidified the transformation of Rome into an empire. The irony of the conspirators' actions was stark. In their bid to preserve the Republic, they set into motion events that led to its demise. The Senate's power dwindled, and the emperor's authority became absolute, changing the political landscape of Rome for centuries to come. The memory of Caesar loomed large over Roman society. Augustus, aware of the power of legacy, portrayed himself as the rightful heir to Caesar's vision. He adopted the title of Divi Filius, or Son of the Divine, solidifying Caesar's deification and intertwining his own reign with Caesar's legacy. The public's reverence for Caesar as both a leader and a martyr became a cornerstone of Augustus's propaganda. Julius Caesar's betrayal and assassination have transcended history, becoming symbols of power, ambition, and the complexities of loyalty. His story has been immortalized in art, literature, and popular culture. One of the most famous depictions is William Shakespeare's play, Julius Caesar, which captures the drama, moral ambiguity, and enduring questions of his death. The play's exploration of themes like loyalty, betrayal, and the consequences of ambition resonates with audiences to this day. Beyond literature, Caesar's story has inspired countless works of art, from Renaissance paintings to modern films and television series. His name itself has become synonymous with power, as seen in titles like Tsar and Kaiser, derived from Caesar. The lessons of Caesar's life and death continue to echo in political and cultural discourse. His rise and fall highlight the fragility of political systems, the dangers of unchecked ambition, and the enduring power of legacy. Whether viewed as a cautionary tale or a tragic hero's story, Caesar's legacy remains a profound reflection of the human condition. Julius Caesar's story is one of brilliance, betrayal, and enduring impact. Rising from modest beginnings, he became a military genius, a political reformer, and the most powerful man in Rome. His life's achievements were as remarkable as his untimely death was shocking. The Ides of March marked not only the end of Caesar, but also the end of the Roman Republic. The betrayal by his closest allies, particularly Brutus, raises questions that have echoed through the ages. Was it an act of patriotism, a desperate attempt to save the Republic? Or was it driven by envy, fear, and personal ambition? These questions remain central to understanding one of history's most infamous events. Caesar's assassination unleashed chaos that ultimately reshaped Rome. The conspirators, in their bid to restore the Republic, paved the way for its demise. Augustus's rise as the first emperor marked the dawn of the Roman Empire, a system far removed from the ideals the conspirators sought to protect. The legacy of Caesar's life and death underscores the complexities of power, loyalty, and ambition. The story of Julius Caesar and the fall of the Roman Republic serves as a cautionary tale about the fragility of political systems. The concentration of power in a single individual, unchecked ambition, and the erosion of institutional safeguards can lead to dramatic and often irreversible consequences. History's lessons are not confined to the ancient world. In modern politics, echoes of Rome's struggles can be seen in debates over leadership, governance, and the balance of power. Caesar's story challenges us to reflect on how societies manage power and accountability. Are we, like Rome, vulnerable to the allure of strong leaders at the cost of democratic principles? The enduring relevance of Caesar's life and death lies in its ability to provoke reflection. It is a reminder that ambition and betrayal are timeless forces that can shape the destiny of nations. Through understanding the past, we gain insights into safeguarding the future. What would you have done in the Senate's place? Would you have stood with Caesar, believing in his vision for Rome, or joined the conspirators, convinced that his death was necessary to preserve the Republic? We invite you to reflect on these questions and share your thoughts. The story of Julius Caesar is just one of many historical mysteries that Whispered Eras seeks to uncover. Subscribe to our channel for more journeys into the past, where history's whispers offer lessons for today and tomorrow.